It's been independently discovered 4 other times. He said it has been suppressed every single fucking time. And he said, I don't think they're going to suppress it this time. He said, I think you're in the clear. He said they obviously know about you because I've had multiple, both protective and threatening interactions with various agency affiliations, whatever. He was like, if you haven't had a U.S. government agent come to you and say, stop, shut the fuck up, stop, shut the fuck up. If that hasn't happened, they're going to let you do it. They're waiting. There are SSP motherfuckers that are fucking twiddling their thumbs. Like, is Amy not going to publish soon? Gah, we've been influencing this bitch forever. Doesn't she know we want her to publish? Jesus. Like, there's multiple people doing that right now. And on the other side of the fence, there's multiple parties looking at each other like, didn't we tell this bitch 3 years ago that we kill people for this? Is she not listening? What is she doing? She's still doing it? What? We told her we were going to kill her 3 years ago. So I have these two different scenarios floating constantly in my life where I have people being like, do it, you're the one, do it. And then I have multiple people being like, they're going to kill you. Don't do it. They're going to kill you.
What you just heard is one of the clips that's been circulating around this idea of scientists disappearing. And she's not the only name being brought up. Over the past little while, people have started pointing to multiple cases, scientists, engineers, researchers, either going missing or turning up dead under unclear circumstances. Damn! Naturally, the question becomes, is this actually a pattern? Or are we connecting dots that don't really connect? Because when you actually start digging into this, you realize something important. There are real cases, real investigations, real unanswered questions. But there's a lot of assumptions being made without real clear proof. Let's break this down properly, question by question, and let's figure out what we actually know and what we don't. So the first question is, are scientists actually going missing or dying under unusual circumstances? The answer is yes. There are real documented cases of scientists dying suddenly, disappearing, or being found under unclear conditions. Here's the key. These cases are not officially linked together. Question 2. So why are people grouping them together? Answer is because of similar patterns. Many worked in advanced fields, some had ties to defense or sensitive research, several cases happened within relatively close time frames, and when people see these patterns like that, they start asking questions. And they start asking in particular, is this coincidence?
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Or something deliberate? And so question 3 becomes, is there any proof these cases are connected?
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
Answer, no confirmed proof.
Okay, if you say so.
Investigations where they exist have not established a coordinated effort or a single cause linking all cases together.
Okay.
What we do have is questions, not conclusions. Then why does it feel suspicious? The answer, because of missing information. In many of these cases, details are limited, causes aren't always publicly explained, timelines feel incomplete. And that creates a space for speculation. Now, Julian Dory also talks about it a little bit, and actually he has a whole podcast episode about it. So if you want to go and check it out, please feel free to go and check it out. But there is a part of this that I want to check out with you guys, and we'll answer more questions after we go through this clip. So let's go through the clip, and we'll be back.
So, as of, I believe, yesterday, there is now an 11th scientist linked to this string of cases of either disappeared and still not found / dead / murdered, again, scientists. And to be clear, this is not all from a 2-week period or something like that. This is from a 2022 to 2026 period. These are spread out, which right away says it also creates at least the probability of there being some just pure coincidence. Yeah.
So as he said, there are coincidences, but at the same time, these deaths and the missing scientists it's been over a span of years. And what he says is that it's been over a span of, I guess, around 4 years, so between 2022 and now 2026. So that's interesting to note. Let's keep going.
Does increase when you spread out the time length on that. If you put together like before you came in here is awesome, like a basic review of just the basic facts across each thing. So I want to have that for you and me up here just to refer to, and we'll kind of go through that. But I want to start by categorizing.
And these are patterns being
scientists
made, as you can see.
So one guy was a cancer researcher. I'm going to talk about him in a minute at Novartis. He is to me, spoiler alert, I'm going to rule him out as... I shouldn't say rule him out. I'm going to cast extremely strong doubts on his ties to any of these other people or this overall casing, and I'll explain that more in a minute. Next, you have 3 different people that worked at Los Alamos.
Before he goes on, the reason why this is important is because it's like I was explaining before. When the question is, why does it feel suspicious? This is why. There are people who passed away or who have gone missing and such, who don't have actual connections or ties to the other scientists or to the other people, and that alone brings up the suspicion. Let's continue on to see.
And the Kansas City Nuclear Laboratory, I forget the official name for it, that were not scientists, but they had access to things. Interesting. Then you have the latest dead scientist who was a real scientist, who was actually, I believe, technically the first dead of anyone on this list. She just got reported on yesterday. And this is Amy Eskridge, who was the CEO of her own company in Huntsville, Alabama, which is where NASA some headquarters and works on some interesting rocket propulsion stuff and anti-gravity and shit like that.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
So,
and that is something that she was saying at the beginning of her video that we were watching at the beginning of this one, when she was said there were 4 other times or 4 other people who were approached for this and told that they should release it and stuff. That's what she was explaining, because it was in that field of rocket propulsion and anti-gravity. So
outside of this being an entirely different field than anyone else here, the backstory of Jason Thomas's disappearance is also extremely important for context. A month before he disappeared, Jason Thomas, who is a married guy with no kids, he and his wife have 5 dogs. He was an only child, which I can relate to, whose mother was sick a month before and died on hospice.
And once again,
an hour after his mom died, he and his dad were making funeral arrangements, and his dad had a heart attack, keeled over, and died in his arms.
May not actually correlate.
He was
to
extremely depressed. He and his wife go out on December 12th. They come with friends. They come back late. He had been really struggling, and they had at least had like a decent time. And when they got home, she went up to the bedroom, and around, I want to say it was like 11:45, 11:50 p.m., she realized that he wasn't in there with her. So she walked outside, and she had heard a slam on the mailbox, and he was at the mailbox. They made eye contact. She went back inside. A half hour later, like, she fell asleep for a second, woke up, and realized he still wasn't there, and the lights were left on. She went outside, didn't see him, and then within a few hours was like, okay, he didn't come home. His body was later believed to be recovered in March 2026. He had left like his Apple Watch, I want to say, in the mailbox or something like that. He left everything behind.
So I'm going to stop it at that point for the clip. But as you can see, there are tons of questions being asked. Many different scientists, many situations, all being, you could say, jumbled or correlated together. And now we go back into the questions. And the 5th question here comes to be, could their work have anything to do with it? And that's where we stopped in the Julian Dory clip. And the answer is possibly. In individual cases, some scientists were involved in advanced technology, defense-related research, or high-value industries like cancer research. But again, there is no verified evidence showing a coordinated targeting of scientists as a group. Now, question 6 is, so what's the most realistic explanation for all of this? And the answer is, it's a combination of unrelated incidents, high-pressure careers, and how we interpret patterns. When multiple unusual events happen in similar fields, our brains naturally try to connect. And with all of these scientists, that's what we're doing. And then what comes next with what we're asking is, but could something still be happening behind the scenes? And the answer is, it's possible, but right now it's not proven. And that distinction matters, because there's a difference between what can be questioned and what can be confirmed. So what's the final question? So what should we actually take from all of this? And the answer is, there are real cases, real deaths, real unanswered questions at this very moment, but no confirmed coordinated pattern. And that's where things sit, right in that space between fact and interpretation. Out here, patterns don't always mean intention. Sometimes they just mean we're paying attention, but other times they mean something hasn't been fully explained yet. So don't just focus on the mystery, focus on what can actually be verified, because in situations like this, that line is everything. This is Guts.Clout.Carnage. My name is Siphon. Thanks for joining. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the missing scientists, and if you guys have any updates on it, let me know. I will make another do another video on this maybe in like a couple of weeks when I have some more information, if there's more information that does come out. But yeah, thanks for joining. My name is Siphon, and once again, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Yes, no, maybe.